Is your company ready for the next chapter? Did you know that more than 70% of the companies that are on the market currently looking for a buyer fail to make that transition? They fail to sell. And why is that? Why do you think it is that most companies out there on the market fail to make that transition to a new buyer? I mean, these are good companies. Some of them have been around for decades. They're profitable, and yet they fail to make that transition. And what I'm going to be showing you on this upcoming workshop is the strategies that you need to employ in order to make sure that you're not one of the many and the majority that fail to transition to a new buyer. Find out in this upcoming workshop exactly what you need to do, whatever your goals may be, whether it's to grow your company, whether it's to reorganize it or recapitalize it, or maybe you're looking to sell the company immediately, or maybe not even for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more years from now. You eventually, hopefully, would like to sell your company. And the process for building the building blocks that you need in place to succeed in doing so, you want to be building those as early as possible. And so you want to join us for, again, this limited exclusive workshop where I'll be sharing with you the 10 strategies that you need to employ. Because look, you don't need a business broker or an investment banker to help you to transition out of your company. You don't. You really don't. Most people think you do, but you don't. And the reality is that you and you alone are probably, as the owner of your company, the best person to negotiate for and on behalf of your company and to make a deal with a potential buyer. I'll share a quick story with you. When I sold or was preparing to sell one of my first companies that I had built up, this was my baby. I'd worked in it many years, and this company, I felt, now that we'd hit over $1 million in revenue, I felt we were ready to sell this company. And so what I did is I went to the market and I found a business broker who specialized in selling my type of business. I thought, this guy, he knows my business, he's got a list of buyers already lined up. And so I went to him and I said, will you sell my business? He said, of course, absolutely. We listed it, we put it on the market, and within a few months we had a couple offers. And I gotta tell you, I was somewhat tempted to take the offers at the time, but I did some research and I found out that my company could actually be sold for a lot more. And after getting feedback from these potential buyers and what it was that they perceived as being risky, I realized that there's some very simple changes that I could make to my company to make its value go up tremendously. And so what I decided to do is I took my business off the market with this broker and I decided to make those changes. And they were very small changes. They weren't that big, but in the eyes of the buyer, they were huge. And so I made the changes, and within a few short months, I had another buyer lined up. I decided to list the business myself, to sell it myself, and sure enough, I was able to sell this company of mine for more than 3 times what I had originally was the best offer on the table, more than 3 times that original best offer that I had on the table. And it wasn't just an asset purchase either, it was a stock purchase. For those of you who are trying to sell your company, you almost always prefer a stock purchase as opposed to an asset because of the tax ramifications. And so the moral of the story, though, is that you and you alone, like I said, are the best person to make a deal happen with a potential buyer. But, and this is a huge but, you do need the right strategy and the right formula in order to make sure that you're following a process that works, a proven process that works. And I've trained under some of the best business brokers as my mentors, and I know which steps are critical. And so we've boiled this down to its core. What are the core elements that you need to successfully build your company and to sell it? Not just sell it successfully, but to sell it for maximum gains when you're ready to finally sell your company. And so I'm hoping that you'll register, clicking the registration button here on this form. You can pick a date and a time that works for you, and I can't wait to show you exactly what it is that you need to do in order to make your company successful in terms of transitioning out of or growing your company or reorganizing or doing whatever it is that your goals are for your company. We're going to be addressing those, and you can ask questions, and I'm hoping that I can learn more about you and your company and what it is that you're needing and how we can help you achieve your goals. Looking forward to seeing you on this upcoming workshop. You'll want to register soon because slots are limited and we're not sure how much longer we're going to be doing this, but we can't wait to see you then.